similar amount of training to Petty. A little bit different, a little bit more delicate with the injury. He's got to be a little bit more cautious around it. So he might take a little bit more time, but before we need to introduce him back into it. And Coates, he's the real longer term one at this moment in time. I think it's going to be closer to the end of the year before we see any return from him.
Peterborough's front three in Tony, Issa and Maddison scoring so many goals. How difficult is it to stop three players who are all going to be such a danger at the weekend?
Yeah, very much a danger. I think there's only Josh Knight, apart from them three, who scored a goal. I know Josh very well from the days at Leicester. He's playing a little bit more advanced role as a midfield player rather than a full-back or centre-half. Yes, it's going to be tough. They are very dangerous, very good. I think there's probably a lot of League One managers up and down the country who would love that type of artillery, so to speak. But we've got some dangerous players ourselves, don't forget. And I think the key for us, and I suppose many teams who come against Peterborough, is to try and take that threat away and try and nullify the amount of balls that get into them three and find a way of trying to stop Peterborough finding those three in danger positions.
Darren Ferguson's a very experienced manager at this level. Have you come up against him a few times during your time at Oxford?
I have, yeah. Oxford, Blackburn, Blackpool, played him many times. So, yeah, we know each other very well from our days at United. So he was a few years older than me there, but yeah, I was with him for at least 3 or 4 years at Man United as well. So we know each other very, very well, yeah.
And does he have a style that he tries to implement at whatever club he's at?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything I say in this press conference he'll be worried about, or anything different that we won't expect from myself. They tend to go with a diamond in the middle of the park to try and free Maddison up in behind the two strikers. If they go with anything different, obviously we'll try and deal with it on the day. But I fully expect that to be the same. They back themselves to win games. They score lots of goals. So, it potentially could be a very, very good game of football.
And with those dangerous attacking players, could it be one of those Saturdays where attack is the best form of defence for your team?
Possibly, but having sort of watched the videos back from the 3 games I've had so far, for as pleasing as I have been, certainly in possession and some of the attacking threat that we've shown, I've also been just as pleased with how we've looked at our possession, and we've worked hard on it, and we've been tried to be hard to beat. And looking back at the 2 games, the first 2 games, apart from the poor start that we did against Blackpool, I think the shape beyond that has been very good.
And just a word, just the 2 international call-ups, unfortunately, not the third to get the game off. How big a blow is it to be missing, especially Joe in the centre of midfield?
Yeah, I mean, it was great for Aaron. He put in a good performance against Man United, and hopefully that'll give him loads of confidence going away, and then obviously hopefully coming back injury-free. In terms of Joe, I think it was much better for him, and I think he'll be much happier with his performance on Saturday. He was probably a little bit disappointed with the Blackpool one, and probably a couple previous to that, which happens with young players. They come in, set the world alight, set the bar really, really high, and then struggle to maintain that. But I've been used to that throughout my managerial career, working with young players. But he'll be delighted the way he played on Saturday, and it was much, much better and much more to where he'd probably expect.
And how good do you think Joe could become in his career? Because he's had such a rise over the last, even the last few months, getting that call up to the senior side, getting his first cap, playing regularly now in League One. How good do you think he can become?
It's difficult to say. Obviously, it's still early doors with him. For me, as a central midfield player myself, I can see certain things in players' games that I'd expect if I was playing. With Joe, it was key to try and save his energy, if that makes sense. I just felt him and young Callum at times were wasting energy by chasing lost causes. I get that and understand that sometimes if you're behind in games, but when you're playing from a shape and you're playing to frustrate teams and find ways of beating them, sometimes you just got to be a little bit more experienced and wise. And I think the more games he plays, we'll get a better indication where he can go. But at this moment in time, he's making good progress.
Thank you. Michael, what are your memories of Darren Ferguson from Man United?
Well, fond memories, like I say, he broke his way into the first team at the time. I don't know how much older he is than me. I don't know if it's 3 years, maybe 4. I don't know. But obviously, I was a little bit of a younger player as a YTS, and obviously he was playing in the first team. Obviously, good footballer, left-sided. You could tell, obviously, that when he went into management, how his teams would want to play, and they'd want to play decent football, which they do. So I think it's probably since leaving there, like I say, we've come up against each other quite a few times in management. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes on Saturday.
Have you got a good record against him?
I have.
Do you know what it is? Have you kept tally, or will we have to look it up?
No, you have to look it up, but I think he beat me once.
Well, alright. That bodes well then. Obviously, looking back to last Saturday, great performance from Tyler Walker, 2 goals from him. But is it important you don't become over-reliant on his goals and get goals from other parts of the
Well, it is. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But I'm not too worried about that, because ultimately he is our focal point and someone we need to play off and play into and play through. So, whether that was John, whether that was Jake at times, whether that was Payne, I'm not too overly concerned about it. What I will say is that there's certain players in the team that have to mix their game up at times. Payne's done great in the last couple of games. He's got himself in positions that I feel he hadn't done that in previous games. I've asked him at times not just to be the link player, and at times be the number 9 and change roles with Ty, which I think they have done. So Ty had a good day the other night, Saturday. And if he has to do that again for us on Saturday, then brilliant.
Are you confident you can be a threat from set pieces?
Hopefully. It's one of them where so far we've just done okay at it. We've been in almost like the nearly men at times with set plays so far. Just a couple of altercations to how we maybe set up and the delivery of the ball. Hopefully we'll get a bit of success from it.
In terms of shooting set pieces, are players fighting over it or having a debate on who's going to take it?
Well, we'll decide that obviously tomorrow when we work a little bit on the set plays and stuff. We won't get in a situation where people are fighting over it, I can assure you. Them details will be done before we go on the pitch.
And in terms of the injury situation, you must be excited about when everyone's available, the amount of options you'll have in a variety of positions.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the key for, I suppose, any manager. You're going to find yourself in a position where you've got the luxury of picking from a full squad. I've not had that yet, and obviously there's a lot of experienced players out of the team at the minute, so there's a little bit of reliance on some of the younger players. I think, over the period of time, if we get the opportunity to see the full squad as it is, maybe we'll get a better understanding what the strongest 11 is.
Great, thanks,
Michael, first clean sheet on Saturday. I mean, the offensive changes obviously caught the eye, but you must have been pleased with that defensive performance.
Yeah, definitely. Apart from obviously the clear, fantastic save from Josh from the left back, it probably shocked us all actually because it was with his right foot. Apart from that one big save in the game, I felt quite comfortable. I think the only threat that they had on the day was from set plays, from free kicks, deep free kicks and corners. And we had a good structure about us. The midfield players and the back four worked ever so hard to keep them in front of us. And obviously then Payne and Ty did their little bit in trying to assure the opposition's back four.
I think George Grant particularly doesn't always catch the eye by going past players, but keeps moving the ball on, always linking play together.
Yeah, he does. He's an intelligent player. He's right up my street in terms of the type of players I would look to bring into the football club. So delighted with him. He knows when to come in off the line. He knows when to hold the line. I've seen it over the last couple of games now. The combinations with him and Toffs has been quite key. Bruno's more than capable of doing it as well on that side, as we've seen over the years. But obviously Bruno going to that right hand side, it gives us a bit of a different dimension because he's again clever enough to do both. And then I'm sure Harry will be chomping at both their heels to try and get his opportunity over the coming weeks.
When you come up against a side like Peterborough, obviously score a lot of goals. Do you think it can be too easy for players to almost focus too much on their threat rather than looking at their own game?
Yeah, possibly. But it's one of them where as long as you know what their threat is, so you're going into the game and you're knowing that the front three are going to be key. But the biggest thing is if you can nullify that threat and stop the ball getting into them and find a way of that and making that happen, then obviously you're going to put yourself in a position where you can give yourself a chance of winning a game. I think we've got a good balance at the minute. I think we've got a good balance of recognising that we had to be hard to beat. I think that was the biggest thing, one of the biggest things for me when I come in. On the back of a 6-0 defeat, watching it from the stands, you've got to be much tougher to beat. Going behind in the Blackpool game like we did, it could have gone either way. They made sure they stayed in the game on that night. We got back into it, and obviously we were a threat going forward. So I think we have got the balance right where be hard to beat, but ultimately I know that on the turnover, when we win the ball back deep in our half, there'll be a concern from them as well, knowing that the threats that we've got.
Michael, a record-breaking crowd at Central Bank last weekend. How did that feel for your first week in the game?
Yeah, it was incredible. It was one of them where you want it every week, so you can probably get greedy from it. But it was probably just what the players and myself needed. We'd had a good week's training, and we were aware of the size of the game as such, because obviously when Sunderland come to town, they normally bring a decent following. And it created what was almost like a cup tie atmosphere on the day. The fans are amazing, the players responded to it, and the performance probably spoke for itself.
Mark Button.
Harry, obviously it's been a great week to look back at that Sunderland victory. What do you think it is about last week that clicked into place for Lincoln?
I think it's the hard work from day one when the gaffer come into the building. I think we had our aims and objectives, and that there was a fantastic result. I thought we saw in glimpses the best of Bruno, where we saw a lot of last year, which is really good to see. And I think it's an all-round team performance. It was really good to be involved in that occasion, especially with the crowd being so high. I think it's the record in modern records, yeah. So that's it's an incredible achievement for the football club, and without that fan base, I don't think we'd have potentially got the result, because there's times in the games where they had their chances, but they stuck with us, and we came out as winners with a clean sheet, which is the most important thing.
The manager's talked about wanting to get clean sheets. Has he worked on that specifically in training with his coaching staff and with the back four?
Yeah, there's a lot of work now. We're working on keeping it tight, being hard to lose, being hard to concede. Sorry, is the aim now. And if you look at the way we defended, and you look back at a lot of fans probably don't see the in depth that we go into, but looking back and seeing the two banks of four was quite refreshing, and it was really nice to see as defenders, seeing that you've got people working really hard in front of you. And I thought George Grant in front of me in the game was exceptional defending, and I think all round the pitch everybody sort of did their part, and there's a reason why we got a clean sheet, and it starts from the front with Tyler as well.
Now we seem to notice with you this season, you seem stronger, you seem like you've got more about you this year. Have you been working specifically on your strength?
I think it was during the off season. It was walking around 10k seeing Mickey Mouse every day, sort of strengthen my legs. But no, it's good. It was good. It's nice to be back, and a manager that's committed to the cause, along with the players, and the fans are as well. So it's good to be back and working hard. And I think every year you have to improve. You have to get stronger. And I think the sports science department have done that exceptionally well with the boys. And I think the new lads coming in have bought into that as well. So if we can continue to work hard and improve, then we'll put Lincoln in a better place and push them up the table where I firmly believe they should be.
A lot of people have talked about yourself and the way you link up with whoever's playing on your side, whether that be George or Bruno, obviously a lot last season. Why do you think you're able to form those relationships and partnerships quickly with whoever's playing there?
Exceptional recruitment for the football club. I think they pick players that work well together, and I think there's a lot goes into the homework on each player, and you could put me in a team with someone else who just might not work, but homework goes into what the club's already got and what it can improve on, and I love playing with both of them, because Bruno is fantastic on his day, and he's brilliant. He helps me out defensively and going forward, and George Grant's chips in with assists, and it's a pleasure to play with George. You've seen the quality he has. So I think, like we said, we can keep evolving, keep getting better, keep improving, and we're in a marathon at the minute, and we're at the start, so we need to keep going. And there's a long way to go, and there's a lot more improvement we can be doing.
Peterborough known for their goal-scoring exploits this season. 3 dangerous attacking players. Is that something you relish coming up against?
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to put yourself, in my opinion, Peterborough probably one of the better teams in the division. So, and they've got a strike force like that. It's going to test us on the weekend, but we're up to the job. And having a clean sheet against Sunderland, who're probably one of the biggest clubs in the country still, let alone being in League One, as in terms of the fan base and everything like that. And the quality they had, they're £3.5 million strikers on the pitch, and we kept a clean sheet. So the confidence is there, and if we can continue to do that, and I'm sure today the lads will be working hard, and we have been Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday was a tough session, but it was good. So we have to continue to work hard, look at their weaknesses, because we have to exploit those as well as being wary of their strengths.
Lovely, thank you.
Harry, what have you particularly done to try and be hard to beat? And it's not just about the back four, is it? I suppose it's about the whole team, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just getting everybody into a shape, nice and compact, and probably don't want to give too much away now in this press conference, but no, you have to keep working hard, and if we can, it's sort of doing it for each other. I think the camaraderie is there in the group, and the togetherness is there, and it's starting to sort of come to fruition now, and it's nice to see that we've got such sort of well-educated footballers that are wanting to do their bit for the cause, and it's great to have.
As you say, the shape on Saturday was really good. It must take a lot of relentless work on the training ground, repetition.
Yeah, the new manager, he's unbelievable on the training field. He's a fantastic coach of players, and he's got a group of he's got a group buying into his way, and it's a way that suits the football club and suits the players that we have. So if we can continue to work hard, it's good.
Individually, are you ready for another long, hard season with lots of games? Ben Coker's still some way off, so you're the left back. So how are you feeling about the challenge ahead of another 50 games for you potentially?
That's the plan. I'm excited, and it's good to have, after such a sort of successful year last year in terms of the amount of games I've played. If I can replicate that, then I'll be over the moon, and I'll be absolutely delighted, and hopefully we can win as many games and keep as many clean sheets in that sort of on that way to the 50 games.
Are you looking forward to seeing the Challenge Sport Saturday? I think it's on over 2,500 tickets.
Yeah, I think I've run out of superlatives for the football club in terms of their fan base, and I think the crowds that they bring to away games is incredible. And we've had a special away day already this year with Rotherham, with the amazing crowd that turned up to that game, and then we've had special ones last year. So I've been a part of very special away days, and I don't see why this Saturday can't be against a very strong Peterborough side.
Thanks, mate.
Harry, it must be great when you know you've got a front man like Tyler up front who's got that ability. He just needs one touch to stick it in the back of the net. You know when you make them runs forward that if you get them crosses in, that he can be on the end of them.
Yeah, he's a proven goal scorer at this level, and he's done it in the past 3 years. He's scored goals. So to have somebody like that who can put the ball in the back of the net, you look at Neil's cross on the weekend, he gets in front of the goalkeeper, and it's definitely his goal. Okay, I've been told to say that. But no, he gets in front of the man, and even look at Rochdale, he fires across the near post. You look at the Fleetwood games, he's an exceptional talent, and we're very fortunate to have him. And if we can keep supplying him with the crosses, like with the wide men, I'm sure that he'll get over 20 goals this season, and it'll hopefully put us in a good place. No worries.